Hey loves, it's your girl DeeDee and welcome back to the channel. So I am back with another quick reaction video for you guys. In this particular video clip, this woman says she married herself and she created her own vows. She did vows that she can actually adhere to. She made it easy for herself in this marriage to herself. So I'm gonna stop talking. We're gonna jump into the video. Make sure you chime in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts on this one. Let's get into it. Here we go.
So in the beginning of 2021, I had this really random, crazy idea to basically get married to myself. So I literally had a matrimony ceremony where I had vows, I wore all white, and I married myself. I basically spent the entire day writing myself vows that I know that I could stick to. And then on top of that, I bought myself a ring to basically give myself after reading myself my vows in the mirror. I have not taken this ring off since then, and I will not be taking it off until somebody replaces it.
Listen, what do you guys think about this? This might not be such a bad thing. And I don't know what her vows are, depending on what the vows are, because she said she created vows that she could stick to. That in itself is mind-boggling to me, because, you know, those vows are put in place because it's going to take work for you and another person to stick to them. When you marry yourself, there's no real, if you could create your own vows and vows that you know you can stick to, there's no challenge in that. So just marrying yourself and making it easy for you to commit to the things that you set forth in those vows, it's just something just to do. It's nothing that's going to prepare you for your future husband whatsoever. And so I think there are other women who have done this, and you know, they just married themselves and put on a white dress just to feel like they were a part of something that they don't think that they'll ever be able to get, you know, where they went all out and just created a whole ceremony and the whole thing by themselves. That's insane to me, that you would go through all of that trouble to set up a marriage, make vows to yourself, you know, do all of this for yourself, and it's just you, and then go home and sit down and just probably still be bitter and mad and depressed because you don't have a man who actually wants to, you know, propose to you. That's got to be a little crazy to actually go through that. I understand people have commitment ceremonies, but a commitment ceremony is like between you and another person, usually. But people usually do like these other ceremonies where they commit themselves to God before they actually get married. I've seen that happen, where you have like a promise ring that you wear as a commitment to God, that you're going to hold yourself worthy and keep yourself pure until marriage. Now, I've seen that. I don't see anything wrong with that. But as an adult who's you know, saying, I want to be married one day, but I'm going to go marry myself and give myself a ring and create my own vows, and I'm going to try to stick to those, or I'm going to create ones that I can stick to, nothing that's going to be challenging, nothing that's going to cause me to have to do something outside of myself. Because when you're in a relationship and a marriage, there's a lot of commitment, there's a lot of sacrifice, there's a lot of things that you have to do, and certain things that, you know, you can't just do everything the way you want to do them. You have to consider the other person, and that's typically one of the hardest things that people tend to come across in relationships in general, especially women, because women feel like the man should cater to them. They feel like the man should always be doing things to keep their interests and keep them happy. But when it comes to women doing that, it's a bit harder for most women. I wouldn't say all women, but a lot of women have a hard time doing things for the man, because they was never taught that a man should be thought of or catered to. It's always about you. And so that's where a lot of women have difficulties. They can't fathom the idea that the man might want something in return, even if he's not complaining about it, because a lot of men don't complain. A lot of men don't really say how they really feel, so you never really know. So you just got to know who you're dealing with, and you got to know that, hey, if this man is giving his all to you, then you need to give something in return. You can't just sit back and expect him to do every single thing for you and you do nothing for him. It has to be reciprocated in some way. And I think men are very simple when it comes to that. They don't really expect much, because they were also taught that they are the ones who have to go out and be the providers for women. They have to do all of this to get a woman. They understand that they have to put a lot of effort in to just get a woman. And then to maintain her, they know that the responsibility has always been placed on them to provide and protect and do all of these things for a woman. But on the other side, we were not taught of what we should be giving in return to the men that we require so much from. So if anything, I think women should think about this and not do these ridiculous ceremonies or whatever and create your own vows and things that you can do, as opposed to putting in, you know, obstacles or things that will go against what you normally would do to try to build you up and prepare you for a man. I think that would be a lot better. And I'm not saying that in marriages, it's just you change who you are, but no, you have to understand, you have to take, because when you've been single for a long time, it's all about you. You don't have to think about anybody else. And then on top of that, if you don't have kids, if it's just you, everything is centers around you. The way you want to move, what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it, how much money you want to spend, however you want to do things, it's all contingent upon you. But when you get in a relationship, it no longer is about you. It's about the two of you. So now when you would normally do something a certain way, that might be altered a bit because now he has input and it's things that he wants to incorporate. You know, just like, you know, some people have issues in the household. Things are going to change. You can't, you know, the way the house is structured is going to change. Even when you have kids changes things a lot as well. So you have to be prepared for that. So if anything, I would tell anybody that's single who's looking to get married is to try to talk to married men, talk to men. Ask men what they look for in a wife and talk to people who've been married for a long time. They'll give you the ins and outs and the ups and downs of what a marriage should look like if it's a healthy, stable relationship. Because you got to be careful too, because everybody married is not in a stable, healthy relationship. So make sure it's with somebody who's a stable, healthy relationship or marriage where they can kind of give you a little insight on what it is that you would be getting yourself in. Understand men, understand how they are, what they want, what they look for, what they expect, what they don't expect, how you can do things to better him just as much as you want him to do things to better you. So I think instead of doing these, marrying yourself, I mean, it would be better to just try to gather more information from married couples who have been successful at it, the ins and outs, the ups and downs, how things change, the dynamics of your particular relationship, what it is that you want from a man, what is it that you want from a marriage, and what do you expect in a marriage? Because some people think it's supposed to be this white picket fence, this house, and everything is perfect, and he does everything you want, and as long as you're happy, it's all good. And they usually go into a marriage with that thought process and end up divorced because it's not giving what they thought it was supposed to give. So yeah, I would advise just to pay attention to married couples, talk to married couples, talk to men, see what it is that they want, understand, the differences between women and men and how you guys can bridge that gap and bring it together. Because I think that'll do a lot more for somebody looking to get into a marriage than just marrying yourself and creating your own vows and doing stuff that you can do, as opposed to when you get in a marriage that you're going to have to do things that maybe you don't want to do sometimes because it's about you and the other person, not just you. But y'all let me know in the comments, chime in, let me know what you think of this video. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel and you like the content. Also share and like the video and hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. So that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.